Hello there and welcome to this lesson on this, basically it's two tunes and it's for the dance Bonny Garters. Now this is what we call the farewell dance for the Morris men. So when we dance out of Chelmsford Morris, that's the Morris side that I play for, at the end of the night we very often put the ladies and the men together and we invite members of the audience to come and join us, and we do, as I say, this Morris farewell dance. And it's two tunes, one from Bampton and one from Headington, both villages in the UK, in England. And it's a couple of really nice tunes. And if there's ever an example of what the Melodeon does well, then this is it. This is a nice piece to play because it's in two keys. The first tune is in D major and the second tune is in G major. So it gives a lot of practice changing rows and changing our setup. It's lots of fun to play. I don't think it's terribly difficult. A couple of tricky bits, but we'll nibble away at it bar by bar. Just take our time and have some fun. First of all, my metronome setting. Now this is a 6/8. If I set my metronome to 6, it just sounds ridiculous. It's just like a crazy beeping noise, which is useless. I set it to 2 beats per bar, and I also, for this tune or these tunes, I put it on 91 beats per minute. That sounds like this. So every time it beats, that's the first note in each group of 3. Let me explain. This is 6/8 timing. 6/8 is called compound duple. It's basically, yes, it is the equivalent of 6 quavers, but it's in 2 groups of 3, or their equivalent. So each ting, each little ding bell sound on my metronome is the beginning of each half of the bar. So it would be like this, kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So the bell chimes on the first and the fourth quavers, if you like, if that makes sense, if you've got a metronome, if you need to use a metronome. Now we did this the other night and I videoed it, and I'm going to put a link to that. It's a pretty rough sort of phone video, but it'll give you an idea of the fun we have with this, and you'll see me a very tall chap with the white cap on playing, and you can play it slower if you find this too hard, but that's the optimum speed I think for the dance. So D major is our first key, so 2 sharps, all Fs and Cs are sharpened. Like I say, 6/8 timing. We're in pos +1. We're on the D row, so the notes on the D row have the normal heads. I don't think that there are any notes on the G row until the very, very last note where we change from one key to the other. So all these notes are going to have normal heads, and when we change tune to tune 2 and we go to the G row exclusively, all of those notes will have normal heads. So basically I think there's only one diamond headed note, that one I mentioned. So we are in position +1 to start, which means on my Melodeon this is a 4th button start instrument. So if I put my first finger on the 4th button and push in, that's the note D. So if I put my fingers sequentially down from that, that's what I call pos H, position home. We're going pos +1, so come down 1. So this second finger falls on the first note of the tune, which is the note A. And you can see it's in a bar all on its own because that is a pickup bar, not a complete bar. It's a little bit hard to work this out. It's a dotted crotchet. It comes halfway through the bar. So if we wanted to count it in, we could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or we go 1, 2, and then we're into the main body of the tune on the second stave. That's a pickup bar. It says NC because there's no chord behind that, just a single right hand note, and it's the A note on the D row. So that's a start. Now, the first proper bar number 1, is on the next stave, and this is how it goes right hand wise. Now you can see a couple of dagger symbols underneath a couple of the notes, and that's because I tend to play those notes without repressing the button. So I press the button to get the D and just hang on to the button as I pull and push to get the C sharp and the D again. I've just played A in that pickup bar there. I go to the button below, still pushing, and that's D, and then, like I say, hang on to the button, pull out, and that gives you C sharp, and then push in again to get the D. Well, I do that with one press of the button. If you want to, you can of course repress for each note if you like. And then the second half of the bar, we return to the A that we played in our pickup bar, and then the button above on the push is F sharp and come back to the A. So that's all on the push. So in that first full bar, there's only one pull note. That's C sharp. So that's your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's purely 6 quavers in the bar, set out into groups of 3. Let's look at the left hand for that bar, and we're going to do this. Now, nice and staccato, nice kind of red hot buttons as we call it. And we have D bass, D chord, D bass, D chord. The bass note tends to come on the first quaver. The first chord comes on the third quaver, and then the next bass note comes on the fourth quaver, and the last chord comes on the sixth quaver. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And notice the Ds have asterisks because they are at the chin end on the push. So when you pull out to get that C sharp, make sure you lift off the bass so you don't get an unwanted A bass there. And like I say, this is where the Melodeon, I think, scores over the piano accordion or the chromatic button accordion for this kind of music. You get that lovely squeezy feel to it, very danceable. And that's your first bar.